I really don't. Niggas might think I'm slow, but I really don't even get what the fuck you getting locked up for. To be honest, like I don't get the shit. I don't get it. Niggas can say what they want to say. All right. All right, I'm gonna do the intro first. I wish it was a perfect way I can make y'all niggas hear the intro. Don't worry about it. It's gonna be a lot of shit that's gonna change in the next few months. So
Get it.
I'm gonna let the intro play like twice. It
You
ain't
need to
like
find some good streaming software too, bro.
shit. It was better than the goddamn Streamlabs. Everybody using this shit. I just gotta,
Oh, Streamlabs.
yeah, I just got to figure out how to integrate the shit to where, like, if I'm doing sound effects and shit, y'all get to hear it in real time as well. Like, cause if I can do it when I'm making beats, right? But if I share my sound, it's gonna make the video shrink. So I got to figure out how to get your camera on an individual, you know what I'm saying, and then get somebody else's camera on the individual slide itself. Right now we all on one slide. I got to figure out how to change that shit. It's been a bitch talking about that NDI stuff and all that, but that's just some other shit. Why it ain't? Is it streaming on Facebook on your end? Cause I gotta. All I see is what's spinning on. It's riding on YouTube. It's just spinning on Facebook.
Yeah, it's live on Facebook.
Okay, I guess mine just behind. I ain't even pulling up on my Facebook page over there. Oh, there you go. All right. Let's roll, man. Welcome to the Stay Dangerous Podcast. We in this thing. Me and my boy Smiggy Smurf, we be right back after this intro. All right, man. You tuned in to the Stay Dangerous Podcast. We're a little bit late today, time change and all, and I've been running like crazy all week trying to edit a video. I was in my producer bag this morning, and now I'm editing videos, and this one video got me stuck, man. But anyway, tonight's podcast, man. What's that? Oh, hey, make sure y'all go stream my boy Smurf new video, man. He just posted it on the book. You posted it on YouTube yet?
Nah, it ain't on YouTube yet. I just literally posted it before I got into the group chat.
Oh, okay then, bet. What's the name of the song, bro?
Called Up on Them, man. It's a song I did a while back. Just a little, little 2-minute, you know what I mean, introduction to my mixtape that's dropping in April, you know what I'm saying? So okay, yeah, be on the lookout, man. It's going down, bro. Like I got some heat, man. I got some feelings I needed to get off my chest on this mixtape. So yeah, y'all be on the lookout for this one, man.
Boy said he got some feelings. That's what's happening though, man. We all got emotions we got to get out of, or got to get out of our system, out of our head anyway. But man, tonight, dog, we gonna touch on this Jussie Smollett situation a little bit, but then we're gonna get into our deeper conversations like we always have. About
you mean
school.
Juicy Smollett?
See, I knew.
Yeah,
I know I didn't have to do it. Somebody was gonna do it. I know I didn't have to say it. Hey, your preference is your preference, my brother. But
indeed.
Check it. This how we gonna do this thing. This is how we gonna do this thing, man. So Jussie Smollett got time, right, for his little situation. You dig? So his time he got sentenced to was like a 90 days or some shit.
Yeah, it was a couple months, and then he got like 10 years probation or something like that, wasn't it?
Yeah, something to that effect, which is absurd and ridiculous at the same time. So like, I just want to start off by saying, bro, I ain't think he was gonna get no time for that. I thought he might have got away with some a little probation. You know what I'm saying? A little fine or something like that. But I didn't think he was gonna get no no time like that. I guess he ain't had the right lawyers. His money situation went right, but what you was thinking about that? You thought he was gonna get some time behind that, some or whatever?
I ain't gonna lie, I ain't really keep up with it like that because it was so goofy because how he tried to play it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? To where I was like, man, I ain't even really keep up with it. But when I heard the announcement of the time that he got, and I was like, what? You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
But I was listening to my mentor, PBT, and he was saying that was Chicago's police department basically having their own subtle way of enacting revenge for the Laquan McDonald case. Because they indicted him, they gave him like 16 indictments. And basically that was the same amount of indictments they gave that officer for every bullet that was in Laquan McDonald.
Oh wow!
So it was their way of enacting revenge. Yeah, because he was being pro-black about it.
Right.
All the riots and outrage that happened with Laquan McDonald. So that's like their own little, you know what I mean, where get back. And I'm like, that's so evil, bro.
It's most definitely evil. It's tit for tatish. It's kind of just
something so stupid.
Yeah, that's why I didn't think he was gonna get no time for it. Like I said, it was just, it ain't a major infraction. Like people lie to the cops all the time. For one, I guess two, because it was a hate crime. It was, they might have got mad because they don't want hate crimes to seem like something you can play with. You know what I'm saying? Lesser than or whatever. But if y'all gonna do that for that, every woman that walk in the building that accuse somebody of rape and they find out it's falsified, something got to be done about that too. I can't be petty on one situation, not all of them. Like, it's crazy.
Exactly.
To me. Hey, what you think about what he said when he was walking out the courtroom though? But I'm not.
I didn't see that part. What did he say?
He say, "I'm not suicidal. If anything happened to me, know that I didn't do it to myself. I'm good. I'm fine." Like, that tripped me out. I was like, well, what made you think you had to say that?
Because them evil little white supremacists, that's a part of their law enforcement, probably was giving them threats due to, how he tried to manipulate the country into thinking it was a hate crime. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, these people are really on the jihad right now when it comes to trying to, mitigate any type of action that goes against white supremacy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, they really want to bury white supremacy as something that's not real. It's false. You know what I'm saying? It's just a little boogeyman story that you tell kids and stuff. But no, it's an actual thing. There are actual groups out here that's in almost every major part of our society, and they manipulate and hurt people due to their ideology.
That
you know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna play what he gonna say, but I got to say something that was said on the Breakfast Club earlier this week too. Skip these YouTube ads real quick.
No, I would just like to say to Your Honor that I am not suicidal. That's what I would like to say.
Okay.
I am not suicidal.
Okay.
I am not suicidal. I am innocent, and I am not suicidal. If I did this, then it means that I stuck my fist in the fears of Black Americans in this country for over 400 years and the fears of the LGBTQ community. Your Honor, I respect you and I respect the jury, but I did not do this. And I am not suicidal. And if anything happens to me when I go in there, I did not do it to myself. And you must all know that.
Probably didn't lock me out of my account.
I respect you, Your Honor. I respect your decision. Jail time.
Bro, why is y'all locking me out of my... They do this every time I try to upload a song now.
Mr. Uche, let me inquire.
Mm-hmm. But did you hear it, bro?
Nah, I ain't hear it.
Damn. See, that's what I'm talking about. But yeah, man. But what you just said reminded me of a lady on the Breakfast Club this week. See if I can find her name because she needs to be given a shout out to. Ain't nobody.
Hey, hold on real quick, bro. I'm gonna cut my camera off.
All right, go ahead. Mute your mic too while you hit it. Let me find this young lady's name. It's also something y'all should go watch. Cause she gave some real great information. Oh, what is her? Can't never find each one I need to find it. Nah, it ain't. That's it. A lady that goes by the name of
Wake that ass up.
Right.
Can I get the shouts out to the Breakfast Club for dropping some dope interviews. But her name is Chrissy Castile. Steel, whatever. Go check it out on the Breakfast Club. The interview was about the history of the LA Police Department and different gang sets that was inside of the police department. And some of them were like Aryan Brotherhood and stuff like that. Then you got to something about the Vikings, this, that, and the third. But she gives a great detail on all that stuff. And she actually has a 16-part series article on it. I haven't went and checked out the series article yet, but it goes into detail about black men and women being killed in the police department. Police killing black men and women. Nothing's been done about it. Specifically on that interview, she was also saying about this one black guy that got killed over there. Forgive me for forgetting his name, but the police officer killed the black guy, unarmed black man. Went back to work. Never had time off or anything. Went back to work and 6 months later killed somebody else and still got his job. So he committed 2 crimes. Let's just say murders, like what they is. He committed 2 murders within 6 months and still got his job. So I don't know. Like that's an interview I just want people to check out. I had some way to tie it back to what we was talking about with the Justice Smollett situation, but at the end of the day, I can't remember it right now. So it is what it is. Great interview.
Yeah. Put the link in the comment section, because I ain't so check that out, man. That's crazy.
Yeah, she. Let me find it.
But it just shows how deeply entrenched white supremacist organizations are in all major administrative and political sectors of our society.
Right.
You know,
Yeah,
like,
that's what I was saying. Yeah. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, they make it seem like whenever we bring up the issue of racism and how it affects black people, it's almost like because it's so prevalent in our society, they think, oh, we just crying wolf. They like, it can't be this much racism going on because it happens to us so much.
Right.
And I'm like, clearly that shows if the media can manipulate people into thinking it ain't as big as it is, if the police officers and the police unions can hide these officers that do these crimes, if people can commit the same crime, but you got certain white people that can basically get way less of time for the same exact crime. Correct. It's obvious what's going on.
Right.
But this the dog whistle they do. They chalk it up into, oh man, it's just left to right ideology. Or just the left over exaggerate. That's just how they can hide their racism by blaming it on a whole nother group, which has racists in it as well. So it's like, well, damn. You know what I mean? Where is it coming from?
Right.
But it's on all sides.
It's very easy for the media to pick and choose sides, but also pit us against each other so we stagnant in any kind of progress whatsoever. So I guess that's him also controlling the narrative too, though, with him saying that walking out the courtroom, hey, I ain't suicidal, letting you know, hey, I'm good. I'm mentally healthy. You know what I'm saying? No matter if y'all felt like I did this or not, I'm mentally healthy and stable. I'm straight. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to come outside alive. And if not, then there's something up. So it's sad to say. I damn near think we got to do that now. It's black men and black women. Like, because, like, they'll spin the narrative any kind of way to win or make you look bad. 150-day sentence, so he had 150 days, and then I guess he go do the rest of his time when he come back out.
Yeah, so he's gonna do like 3.5 months.
Like, yeah. You will spend 150 days of your sentence in the Cook County Jail, and that will start today, right here. I don't know what the rest of his sentence was. While in jail, also begins 30 months of probation. 30 months? That's what, 2 years, 3 years? 2 years and a couple months?
About 2.5 years.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
In addition, beginning to order to pay more than $120,000 in restitution to Chicago City and a $25,000 fine. So why the hell he got to pay restitution to the city?
$120,000? $25,000? What in the hell is going on,
bro? What? Because I knew it was something else to the end. I didn't like it.
So they railroading him.
So 30 months probation time. He got to do 150 days in the jail and $120,000 in restitution and another $25,000 fine. What is the restitution for? Ain't that many court fees in the goddamn gun world, bro.
Like I said, man, they've been spiteful because black people been rising up. Chicago went crazy during that Laquan McDonald case. And let's just be real. White supremacy has been taking major L's these past few years, bro.
Most definitely. We're gonna almost say what he said, and then we're gonna move on from this. It said, "I'm not suicidal." Smollett said, "I'm not suicidal. I'm innocent. I'm not suicidal. If I did this, this means that I stuck my fist in the fears of black Americans in this country for 400 years, and the fears of the LGBTQ community. Your Honor, I respect you and I respect the jury, but I did not do this, and I am not suicidal. And if anything happens to me when I go in there, I did not do it to myself, and you must all know that." That's what he said before he walked out the courtroom. So
he been threatened, probably been harassed. They probably done slapped him up a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you get behind the walls, man, them people get real nasty, man.
Hey, as a former correction officer, shit get rough. And you got certain sergeants, captains, COs, they be on their bullshit sometimes. I wasn't never one of them, thank God, because if I was, boy, listen to him. I'd have been caught in a couple situations. Like, for real. I'm chilling in the club in the city in Atlanta. Old inmate walked through. He's like, "Man, where I know you from?" And I said, "I don't know, but you look familiar as hell, too." And I've been drinking on the Hennessy. And he was like, he said, "You got dread." He said, "Nigga, you used to wear glasses." He was like, "Jones?" And I was like, "Yeah." I said, "Nigga, your ass was a million." He was like, "Yeah." Banging like crazy, boy. And I'm sitting there looking like, yo. And then he was like, "Yeah, you cool, man. If you need something while you're here, hit me up." So shit, I've been in a couple situations like that, bro. Like some of them COs was hell though. Yeah, he won't he won't let that shit go, man. Going out with the lie. SMHLO here. Shout out to my boy Walls, man. Talk about going out with the lie. I guess, but god dang. Wasn't he the one to take it back to court anyway? I think he was like,
Nah, you know, I ain't keep up with the case for real, bro.
damn, I didn't either, man. But let's get on to the bigger topic, man. Let's get into a serious conversation that I want everybody to have, and it's just been a thought to me because of what I'm going through as a parent, but also what I'm going through as an individual, right? So when I took my trip last weekend, having a conversation, and the conversation went like, I just woke up that Saturday morning thinking about it, and it was like, hey, why don't we have school around in every state, in every county, or close enough to every county, you know what I'm saying, which probably would be a financial issue, I know, but why don't we have schools dedicated to certain career paths, i.e. let's just take a couple examples. Ooh, shit, excuse me. Let's take a couple examples to start with. Let's take a football player, basketball player. We start playing basketball, football, probably 7, 8 years old. Some of us younger than that. And we play it through high school, right? So that's 12 years of pure education within the sport all day, every day. If you grew up like we grew up, most kids stay inside now. But for us, we was outside, sun up to sundown, playing some type of sport, basketball, football. If we was playing baseball with a tennis ball and a stick, we was active, right? So
Right.
by the time you hit the 12th grade, you've become a professional. Whether you make it to the league or not, you've become a professional in that sport. Because those 10,000 hours, you done did that plus some, right? And then let's take, it was a video I was watching the other day on Facebook. This guy's like the supreme handyman, so to speak, I guess. You know what I'm saying? He got little tips and tricks on how to make your toilet flush a lot more and everything. And he was like, one of his stories on his timeline pretty much said that when he went to high school and he started taking that trade of plumbing, he was like, yo, I like this. He was like, okay, so let me take an accounting class and let me take, I think tax preparation or something like that. Money management class, I want to say. Not no tax preparation, like a money management class. Back then they had all those trades in school. We don't have them now. So he was like, he told his principal and everybody, hey, I'm not going to graduate. I'm just going to study how to be a better plumber, and that's it. That's all I'm going to do the rest of my life. And became successful at it. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is people like me, myself personally, when you dedicate time to music and things of this nature, why don't we have schools strictly dedicated to that? I know in some parts of the country you got high schools dedicated to music and acting, stuff like that, school for the arts or whatever. You don't necessarily see it in the South like that. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know about the Midwest. So, like, why not, you know what I'm saying, have, like, a tech, trades, or certain academy school? Right, Walls, that's what I'm saying. So why not say by the time you get to middle school, right, you can choose if you choose what you want to do by the time you get to middle school, right? Say if it was musician for me or DJ, whatever, you'll go to a school dedicated strictly to music. You'll still get your core curriculum because all you ever really need is your math, science, and reading. I think those are the 3 core curriculums you got to have to start a school, if I'm not mistaken, right? Because let's face it, all the shit we learned in school, we don't fucking use. It was a fucking waste of time. We really don't use anything that we learned in school. Don't use fractions on a daily basis unless you're a construction worker. You don't use percentages unless you go shopping. You know what I'm saying? That's a big part of life. They don't teach you about real estate, economy. They don't teach you about none of this shit. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like I wasted 12 years of my life in a school system that didn't help me grow mentally, didn't help me grow emotionally. None of this shit. You know what I'm saying? It taught me how to joke on people. Like, we did that. We played the dozens like a motherfucker. But, like, why don't we have a school dedicated, and not just saying music, right? Let's just say if you wanted to be a freaking astronaut or study something with the space station, why not have a school dedicated to completing nothing but science? You know what I'm saying? That way you have your marine biologists in there. You will have your, like I said, the astronaut people in there. You know what I'm saying? You have whatever other sciences there are that I don't know about. That'll be in one school. Then the music school will have acting, this, design, like the Art Institute, but on a smaller level, not on the Art Institute level, but on a middle school level, you know what I'm saying? Starting teaching you basics and stuff like that. Or even, like, we ain't even got sewing in school no more, so why don't we got sewing and shit like that in school no more? I just want that to be the open conversation because I don't know a way to frame it in a better way because, like I said, it was a digital download from the heavens, you feel me? And I just like really think about that. Like look at the amount of time that I spent in music. And also because once we get older, other things come into play. Just a little tidbit on this part. When you become adult, you get out of high school, other things come into play. You don't have time to focus on it like that. If you got a 40-hour work week, that cuts out half your time for the week. You know what I'm saying? We ain't talking about partying. We ain't talking about nothing else. You know what I'm saying? 40-hour work week cuts out a lot. So as an adult, you don't have time to like hone your skill completely in that. You know what I'm saying? If you're working a 40-hour week job, you might have a good 2 to 3 hours a day that you can push yourself before you have to start getting ready for the next day. And if you got kids, then that shit goes out the window sometime until they get older. So you get what I'm saying? Stacey finna jump in. I don't know if you heard what I was saying. Hold up. Stacey, you heard what I was saying, bro? I don't know if he was tuned in on Facebook or not. There you go. Yo. Yeah, we hear you, bro. You must can't hear us or something. Stacey, can you hear us? It must not be in the headset. It's in that doctor.
Hear me good?
Yeah, we hear you. I don't know why you can't hear us though. Doggone Bluetooth headsets be tripping out sometimes too.
Yeah.
Can you hear us, bro?
What up, though, man?
What up? What up? Can you hear us? Nah, he can't hear us.
I don't know why, but my volume acting stupid.
Oh. Ain't no telling. That's a top quality gaming headset though.
Oh, let me see what's going on, man.
I've been seeing a lot of people making a killing with that gaming too, boy, with them live streams and stuff.
Bruh, the back end of that shit so crazy. I've been live streaming on my Twitch every now and again. And it's a certain tier you got to get to before you start getting certain little things. But the lowest tier I'm on already, bro, like you can get paid like a couple $100 out the gate once you hit a certain amount of streams or a certain amount of time a day that you stream. Like, and that's no sponsor. That's just coming strictly from Twitch.
All right, I can hear y'all niggas now, man. What's good, man?
What's good, bro?
Not much, man. What's happening with you?
Yeah, but
that's same shit, different toilet, man. You already know, trying to stay dangerous, man. That's it.
Just make sure you flush that motherfucker. Hey, so I was jumping into the topic about what I was saying about the school thing, so I'm gonna say it again. That way I know you heard me. Like when I think about school, right, or we think about people being professionals at what they do, like for us, you know, we started playing basketball, baseball at about 7, 8 years old, maybe younger than that. So if we take that time, right, all the way up to high school, and they say you need 10,000 hours to be a professional, right? So we would have been surpassed at 10,000 hours plus more, right? And that's the only thing that I can directly think of that we do from a young age all the way up to adulthood.
Well, let me start off.
Let me finish. Let me finish, and I'm gonna let y'all roll with it, cause I got my thoughts on it. I just want to hear what other people think about it. And I know if like I said, one of the things I know, it might not financially be feasible because the arts and different other things like science and shit becomes very expensive when you learn it. But what I'm saying is, wouldn't we have more great scientists, more cures if Lil Shanice knew she wanted to be a doctor and she started studying things about being a doctor by the time she hits middle school, she's already going into that field and learning the basics and all the way up till, you know what I'm saying, whatever. And like I said, me musically, even with photos, pictures, and videos, it's a lot to learn. And then by the time you jump out of high school into adulthood, you get hit with life, kids, you know, the 40 hours a week. You get the 40 hours a week work week, so you don't have time to strictly, you don't have time to work on that craft or hone that craft in a way. And then, you know what I'm saying, just things like that. So why don't we see more of more teachings directed towards being like specific? So say if by the time you hit the 6th grade, you know, hey, shit, I want to be a scientist. I want to be a top marine biologist. I want to be Bill, not a freaking science guy. Why don't we have a you know what I'm saying, a class dedicated to that? Why does, and also one of the things too, why in the fuck is college so expensive? Like I don't like that either. And I just feel like we didn't learn shit in school. We wouldn't talk shit in
I
school.
can break all that down to you. I can break all that down to you as a person that takes education and intelligence and learning very seriously. You know me, like,
yeah,
just through the limited experiences that you'd have been with me, like I take this shit very serious. So I can break all that down to you. As far as like school in general, school is not for smart people. Let me just go ahead and throw that out there. School was not made to make people smart.
Hey, I can
That's not the purpose of school.
Right.
The purpose of school, the way that the school system is built and the way the hours work and how your classes work, and then you have a break, all of that is really meant to train a working class. You feel what I'm saying? Because back in the early 1900s, in the late 1800s, early 1900s, you had a lot of people that was willing to work, but you had a lot of uneducated, ignorant motherfuckers who might have had the physical ability to do the job, but they didn't have the mental capacity to do the job. So school, the way the school system was created over time was to make a tolerant person that's built off of this system. If you just look at school, you in school for how many hours? Like 8 hours.
Right.
And then you have a class for a couple hours or an hour or so, and then you have a break. And then you have a class, and you have a break, then you eat lunch.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have a break, and then you go to school, you feel what I'm saying? And then all that does is translate to when you get an adult, where you go to work, and you have a break, and then you go back to work, and then you have another break, you go to lunch. It's the same kind of shit. Mm-hmm. School was never meant to make intelligent people. You feel what I'm saying? That's not the purpose of school at all. You feel what I'm saying? That's why a lot of the times, the most intelligent people learn their most intelligent things when they're not in a class environment. It's just through reading or just independent research or whatever the situation is. You feel what I'm saying?
Right. So,
I mean, that's just the first aspect. The reason why college is so high is because of Black people, period. Back in the 70s, a motherfucker could work at a diner and have an apartment and pay for their apartment, their car, and pay for their tuition and still get a degree. That shit is damn near impossible now. You feel what I'm saying? That because of the fact that it was too many people of color that was getting these biology degrees. I mean, these bachelor degrees. Think about it. A bachelor degree means damn near nothing to a Black person. You gotta get a master's or a PhD to even make it, to even be on par with your peers that's doing the same thing as you. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's why education is so high and shit now. It's not because, the price of living went up. No, it didn't. The price of living never went up. The production went up, and all these CEOs figured out, well, shit, I'm just gonna make myself get paid more, and I'm gonna keep these other motherfuckers at the same price. That's why when I hear that bullshit where people say, we can't raise minimum wage because everything else gonna go up. Hey, newsflash, everything been going up for 30, 40 fucking years.
Yeah,
you just ain't 30, 40 years to know that the price of everything been going up.
Right.
That's the thing. All that inflation bullshit, that shit is bullshit, bro. All that shit is a shit that's a motherfucker that done taught people to make them believe it. And people get swept up into that same shit. They won't tell you that production been going up for 40 years, but wages have not been going up at all. And everything else, these CEOs of these companies have been figuring out, well, shit, if them folks can get paid more, I'm going to get paid more too. How I'm going to get paid more? I'm going to make a tomato that used to cost 25 cents, I'm going to make it cost 75 cents now. Yeah. That's the name of the game. That's all of these things. If you can bring up Google right now and Google how much the average American auto worker make. And the auto worker is a great job in America, right? Yeah. The average truck driver, the average auto worker, the average pipe fitter, all these good trades work, right?
Right.
See how much they CEO make, and look at the fucking difference of how much they make. Where all that money coming from? It's coming from the workers. They just gave themselves a raise. Look at our fucking Congress. Democrat, Republican, they talk all this shit. Democrats want more raise for people. Republicans want less. But they ain't gonna tell you that these motherfuckers overwhelmingly voted to give the whole Congress a raise.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
How do y'all vote on giving yourself raises with our fucking money? Just imagine that.
Yeah.
Just think about it's ridiculous. It's so much smoke and mirrors with the way we've been raised to believe how the world works, and that's really not how the world works. But our schools and our educations and all that shit train you to believe shit one way, but unless you try to break yourself from that shit, you would never learn that shit. You feel what I'm saying? That's why the whole school system, all that shit is a bunch of bullshit, bro.
That's what I'm saying about even just like getting rid of that shit, bro. Like, if you want to know a trade, you should be able to learn that trade like that. You know what I'm saying? 6-7 months, whatever it take to learn that trade. Not saying you're gonna be a master at it. Now you can. Back then we couldn't.
But the way the system works, they done made a system where they say, okay, well, you just can't read this book and do a trial and error on yourself. You need to go up under another person that's already got this stuff, and then they will certify you to do it.
Hey,
but then you gotta think about it.
You still don't know
how the fuck did they learn?
Right.
Okay, well, how the fuck did they learn from the person that they learn? Like, you feel what I'm saying? Like,
right.
Nobody will teach you that you don't have to go to college to get degrees and stuff. You don't.
Right.
You just have to pass the test. The point of college is to get you to the point where you can take the test and pass it. But if you can just take the test and pass it, they'll get the certification in it.
I give another example about what I'm talking about as well.
Nobody will teach you that.
Right.
Thank you. You a truck driver, right? You got a CDL, right?
Yeah.
There's multiple ways to get a CDL, ain't it?
Yeah, I didn't know that before I started either.
But the most you didn't know that before you started though. You just said you didn't know that. But the most common way you thought was, well, I need to go to STC or I need to go to one of these truck driving schools, and I'm gonna pay them some money, and then they gonna teach me how to drive a truck, and then somebody gonna sign off, and I'm gonna get a certification. You didn't know that you could have just read the book and took the test and drove with another CDL driver and got the same shit.
The easiest way to get your CDL.
You didn't know that.
You don't got to go to school. Go take the test. You can go take the test as long as somebody. If I got a truck, right, and I let Smurf go take the learner's test, and then I take Smurf on the road with me, and he drive a couple times, all he got to do is come back home and take the test. You don't have to go to school whatsoever at all. Period.
Exactly.
Wow.
You don't have to, bro.
I met this girl. I knew this girl I ain't gonna put out there, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, she wasn't in school. But she used to be like, I'm studying and all this shit. I'm like, what you studying for? I'm studying to be a dental hygienist. I'm like, okay. But she ain't in school, you know. But then she put me up on game like, you know, I don't have to be in school. All I gotta do is pass the test to get the certification. Once I get the certification, I can take it to the job and be like, hey, I'm certified in this.
Yep. The same thing I learned about.
That's all the job required.
Yeah.
So,
the same thing I learned about computers as well.
I have that.
Mm-hmm. When the computers, you got them.
I mean, it's with everything. You know what I'm saying? It's with everything, bro. That's just the thing. You know what I'm saying? And undoubtedly, you know, some occupations are more complex than others. You just can't be like, I'm a surgeon. You know what I'm saying?
But that I understand. Like, the rest of the shit I don't understand.
That's the problem with our education system. Our education system, like everything else in this country, has been capitalized.
Right.
Everything falls under the capitalist system. And if you ain't fucking with that system, it make it harder for you to get to where you trying to go.
Right.
That's the thing. And until we dismantle capitalism, everything's still gonna be hard.
I don't think capitalism got nothing to do. Well, it kind of do, because the way the school system set up I think it was J.P. Morgan them that set the school system up like that, because they need more factory workers. If you go back and look at the history and why we even have bells and clocks and stuff.
Henry Ford, bro.
Henry Ford. I knew it was one of them. I knew it was one of
Ford.
them. Yeah, for the production
Henry
line
Ford.
and stuff. Right. So
Henry Ford, bro.
I'm gonna give another example, and I'm gonna let Smurf chime in. So the other example I was thinking about, my daddy been doing construction work since he was like 5 years old that I know of. Right. My daddy's 71 now. He can go lay bricks on anything. He can my daddy can change a motor. Found that out. Lay shingles, tiles, whatever you want to do, that man can do that. But he had been doing that all his entire life. He ain't have to get no degree on no shit like that. So why don't we just have more school systems or thoughts of school, or however we want to structure it, training classes or courses built like that. Now we have it because of the internet, you know what I'm saying? And it's proven to work out better because of the last couple of billionaires we have. Ain't none of them got no degree. You look at Jay-Z, Rihanna, Kanye, whether people like him or not, ain't none of them got no degree, and they billionaires. So Smurf chime in on
Gates.
Bill Gates. Steve Jobs didn't have one either.
I mean,
I don't think. Go ahead, Smurf.
but like we was talking about in the beginning why we don't have certain things like arts and tech in certain areas. Like we were saying, because this is a capitalist driven society, we got to think about how does the money flow in our area.
Right.
The money in our area is based mainly off of agriculture.
Right.
A little further out, it's a little more industrial.
Right.
So because it's more of an agricultural base, unless you're a part of those networks that's in the farming and stuff like that, you're not going to become, you know what I'm saying, trained in those areas. Because a lot of times they lock us out as Black people.
Right.
You know what I mean? They keep that amongst themselves because they have people that's willing to fund these organizations.
Right.
Outside of just the government, because you got the government that funds it, as far as like the local government, but you also have certain interest groups, businesses, and even churches. I just realized in our area specifically, there's a few churches that be funding a bunch of programs around here with donations and stuff like that.
Right.
And as Black people, we have to start getting to a situation where, like, if we really want something to happen for our best interest, we really have to pull our money together and really have to start setting it up on our own.
Right.
Because if we wait on other people to do it, other people don't have our same interests. We got to realize in America, they try to say it's a melting pot, but it's a melting pot with different ingredients. You feel what I'm saying?
It was never a
different
melting
ingredients.
pot.
Yeah, we got to have our own economic base, our own interest base. And because a lot of us, due to integration, you know, gave our interests away based off of other people's opinions and narrative, we ain't never get to a point to where we had to reestablish what we need for ourselves and our children. You know what I'm saying?
It was never in the plate for Black people. If you think about it, bro, you just made me think about some shit, bro. Like you just said, right? You take any other ethnic group in this country, right? You go to any major city, you go to any major city, you fuck around, go to Little Chinatown, Little Italy, Little Romania, little this, little that, because that neighborhood got a concentration of this ethnic group, right? But what do they call the neighborhood where all the Black people at? The ghetto, the hood. They don't call Little China the hood. They don't call, even though them people might be poor as hell too, they don't call Little Italy the hood. They call it Little Italy. You feel what I'm saying? It's the same shit, bro. The whole system was made to keep people of color down, bro. The darker your skin color is, the more you in the hood, you with this bullshit. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
And the lighter your skin tone, the more you push into this other upper class. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It never stopped. That's the thing. I don't give a fuck how many laws they pass and segregation and civil rights and all that shit. That shit never ever stopped, bro. It never stopped.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Look, we've been getting treated wrong in this country for years. As soon as something happens to some age, is what they do, pass the age hate crime law. Right. We've been getting shot by the police, all this shit. Soon as some shit happened, nigga, we've been bombing the countries in Africa for years. Soon as some shit happened to Ukraine, pray for the Ukraine.
Right. Yeah.
And they racist.
And I ain't got no problem with the people in the Ukraine, but goddamn, it's like, goddamn, my nigga, we just bombed Somalia yesterday.
Yeah.
Yesterday. Ain't nobody talked about that shit. We just bombed Somalia yesterday, bro.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody said nothing.
And threatened Venezuela to give us oil because Putin don't want to give us oil, but you try to organize a coup on their president.
Right.
I was like, really?
I ain't know nothing about
What's
that.
going on?
I ain't been paying no
This
attention to none of that
country
shit.
is full of shit, bro. It's full of shit, and it's like motherfucker. Look, oh, you say it's full of shit. Oh, well, you're anti-American. No, nigga, you for the bullshit,
Right.
and you know you for the bullshit.
Right.
And of course they'll never teach this shit to us in school because they don't want critical race theory. They want us to have Christopher Columbus Day. They're gonna keep pushing the bullshit because they want you to feel comfortable with this bullshit. They want everybody to be happy. Nigga, the governor of Florida has passed a law where the teachers are outlawed completely from saying anything that'll make little white children feel bad or anything, bro. That's damn near how the law wrote up.
Yeah, I seen that shit. I didn't really dig deep into it.
So like if a teacher thinks slavery gonna make teaching about slavery some well-documented, well-known shit that's in American history, if a teacher feel like it's gonna make her kids feel bad, she don't have to teach it.
And
now
then,
what the fuck kind of bullshit is that?
Hey, and shit, we kind of off topic, but I'm gonna say this. Shit, Putin on the same shit. He just rewrote the whole history of Russia in the last couple weeks. And
because that's how dictatorships and all that shit work.
Shit, we in a dictatorship
that's how when
too.
you control the narrative, that's how that shit works, man.
Well, we in a dictatorship too, because
we've been taught our whole life. Think about it, bro. We've been taught our whole life about what? When you learned about George Washington, what you learned about? Oh, he chopped down a cherry tree. Nigga, that ain't no significant historical shit that you cut down a fucking plant when you was a little ass kid. Oh, I cannot tell a lie. I did. And they tried to make it, they used that story to make it look like George Washington was an honest person. That motherfucker was a slave owning, Indian murdering, dickhead motherfucker. And they try to use the cherry tree shit to make it look like he was honest. The same thing with Abraham Lincoln. No, they called him Honest Abe. I'm Honest Abe.
Yeah,
Abraham Lincoln was he did not support. He might have did the Emancipation Proclamation, but he's been on record saying that he did not feel like black people was equivalent to white people.
Yeah, he was trying to send us back to Africa. He the one who started the go back to Africa talk.
Shit, that motherfucker mama was black or some shit like that.
But you don't hear that shit in school though, because because history is always written by the victors, and that's how that shit always gonna go. They turned the Trail of Tears into some shit that seemed like people were just, well, we got to walk over here and be happy now. They killed them folks and gave them diseases and made and ran them from out their fucking homeland.
Right.
That shit ain't cool. This ain't no shit that we should be making shit on the wall at school and shit. This shit is fucking sad. But they try to make it into some happy shit. And all that bullshit, man. That's why nigga, school, like I said, bro, school is not the regular education system. The school system, the way school is taught, is not for intelligent people whatsoever.
Let me jump in this comment section real quick. Shout out to Creasy. She always been with us. She was like, almost finished reading Connect the Dots and See by David E. Robertson. The whole system is definitely stupid and geared towards keeping us mentally captive. I most definitely agree with that.
Right.
Capitalism had everything to do with it, and then she just commented and said, that's because we're the only ones that don't own our own culture. Every other race has their language, beliefs, agriculture, and ways of life. We follow the ways of everybody else. I'm gonna say this, like I that last comment she said, I completely 100% agree with that.
I'm
right?
Jump in after you.
But we got our own language, and it's called Ebonics or African American Vernacular. We got to stop letting people
call it what it is. African American Vernacular English.
Right. We got to stop letting people telling us it's bad English. It's not bad English. Black people the one that created language and this whole system of languages, and shit, we got to stick to that shit. Beliefs, we had them, but we let everybody else demonize them. And for us that are coming back into different belief systems outside of the traditional Jewish, Islam, or Christianity, people look at us crazy, even our elders. So we a lot of the stuff we're going back to. I was taught agriculture as a child, But it shit kind of I don't know why we got away from it. I remember growing up at my house on Epstein, and we had a garden in the backyard. We had okra, peas, corn, collard greens,
I don't think
all
we
that
got
shit.
away from it.
I don't know about
think
that
we
one.
got away from it. I just think the system we live in taught us to not depend on it. You know what I'm saying? Think about it. If you get a great job, nigger, you get a great job, you won't have to grow your own collard greens. You feel what I'm saying? You can just buy these collard greens that we grew, and you can just buy them instead of buying your own collard greens. That's how that shit work. That's how the whole system work, bro. Think about it. Like you said, all of our grandparents probably had a garden in the back where they grew their own shit. It might not have been nothing but some tomatoes and some greens and some cabbage and some whatever. But they had their own shit because that's how they were raised, you know what I'm saying? And then we get old and we get good jobs. We're like, shit, grandma, I ain't got to grow no green beans. I go buy my green beans. But the whole time they were trying to show us how to live off the land, you know what I'm saying? I mean, and I ain't gonna make it downplay it like that's a bad thing because they want us to have a better life than they did. But at the same time, we should have been taking that shit and added to the shit that we have going on. You know what I'm saying? That wasn't part of the plan. That wasn't the part that was translated to us. Like, okay, I'm gonna teach you how to grow this own shit so you don't have to go buy your own food, even though you got the money to buy your own food. Fuck that. Grow your own food, put a little bit extra work in, and then you ain't got to spend your money on this bullshit. You feel what I'm saying? But we all this shit we take in, fuck that. I'm gonna just go to Ruby Tuesdays. I'm just go to Longhorn. I'm gonna just go buy me something to eat. You know what I'm saying? And then you eat that shit and you hate it because it don't taste like grandma's. When grandma been trying to tell you the whole time, nigga, just grow your own shit and cook it how you want.
Hey, damn sure be tasting like some bull, boy, because that's the only reason I ain't really been going out like that. But Smurf, chime in on that a little bit.
That shit don't taste the same.
It don't. Nah, it don't. That shit be bad, and it be overpriced as hell. That shit, especially damn Ruby Tuesdays.
Yeah, man,
but see, that's capitalism though. That's capitalism though, bro. That's just like, nigga, I'll look at a steak meal and that bitch be $30. You know what I'm saying? The steak meal, nigga. But then I go to the grocery store and I see 3 of these same steaks battered in the steak I'm getting, and these bitches cost $20. You know what I'm saying? I get 3 steaks. And the can of green beans, they gonna call me nothing but $1.75. I get 2 cans, I get maybe some mashed potatoes, nigga. I'll give me 3 steaks for that. But you paying for the convenience, the capitalism, all that shit. That's where all that inflation and money come from, bro. That's how motherfuckers make their money.
Right. Yeah, man. They created basically a complete consumer base out of majority of the American people instead of, an entrepreneurial base. You know what I'm saying? All consumer workers. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, people don't know how to manage their finances, own their own business, run their own agricultural farmland in order to be self-productive, because they felt like it was out of their interest to have a self-productive people, because you can't control the self-productive people.
Right.
Because here's a game that a lot of people in America don't know how to play, or don't fully understand that a lot of the people that's in power know how to play. They play the power game. You know what I'm saying? Not the 50 Cent movie Power, but they play the game of control and domination.
What?
Let's control as many facets of society that I can, because as long as I control it and you depend on me for this, what can you do? You can cry and plea all you want, but at the end of the day, the ball is in my court.
Right.
LeBron, you can go and run up and down this court. Say what, bro?
Nah, go ahead, bro.
Oh, yeah, LeBron, you can look all fancy and run up and down this court and do all kind of 360 windmill dunks and stuff like that. But guess what? I own a facility. I own a concession stands. I own a jersey that you rocking.
Okay, so let's talk about that, because J.R. Smith just went viral for saying the same shit. He was like, nigga, you make 150, you make 200, you make this, you make that. Why we can't put 60,000 together and go buy a gym? Why we got to go work in UCLA gym? Like, I guess also, even just thinking about that, right, the thought process of the entrepreneur and how to become self-reliant and self-sufficient, right? How do we how does school take away from that? Because we know already that it was designed for the average everyday worker, right? It was designed for you to go get a 9 to 5 and work in a factory. How do we get away from that, and how do we teach our kids to get away from that? Because that's something I'm always teaching my kids. Like, if y'all look at the shirts that I've been selling, which I'm finna bring another line back with the $1 Million Smile shirts, that's my son logo. I paid him for it, right? He actually drew it. So, and thinking about ways of doing that, and I'm still telling him, be creative, do your own thing. He's still saying, well, Daddy, when I graduate, I'm gonna go get a job. And I'm like, I'm teaching you not to get a job, but I'm also teaching you to get a job because I go to work every day. So, you know what I'm saying? You in that realm of, you know what I'm saying, playing both sides of the field. So how do we start teaching ourselves to be more self-reliant and to actually teach our kids how to achieve certain goals and dreams outside of the school system?
It's just, like he was saying earlier, we got to go out here and do it. Right. Even if it's in a small manner, because a lot of us, when it ain't working in the beginning how we want it to, we tend to give up and fall back too long from what we want to do.
Right.
We ain't got the same advantages as other people. A lot of us, we don't know how to go out here, you know, run an LLC completely, go get a credit line for about 20, 30,000, use that money to flip and reinvest into the company and, you know what I'm saying, get them sales going, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Or take the money that we work at the job, reinvest it in our business. And even if we ain't making no money, still stick to it because we know we going, you know what I'm saying, eventually recoup the money, you know?
Right.
So we got to stick to it.
That's the thing. That's a thing that I think needs to be taught somehow too, that consistency, bro. Because even with doing this music shit, a lot of the platforms that we're on, the only reason you're not viral because you're not consistent with loading up on that platform every day. Same thing with music. The only reason you haven't became a greater artist is because you haven't worked on your artistry that day. But again, you know what I'm saying, taking it back to the beginning of the conversation, the reason why LeBron is LeBron because he started that shit at 7 years old. He was consistent for almost 20-something years before he made it to the league. You know what I'm saying? Before he got his end goal. So we most definitely going to have to look at consistency and just being active within our field.
But even then, we got to look at it too. We can't be discouraged by other people's success because a lot of those athletes and entertainers, they had powerful networks around them. Mm. They had camps they can go to.
Right.
And they had people with the capital that paid for those camps for them to go to.
Right.
They had people actively in their lives putting them in position. Most of us ain't got that. So we really got to go out here and just stick to it.
Right.
It's going to take a little longer for some of us. You know what I mean? A lot of those entertainers and people that we see on TV, it just took longer. I mean, it was shorter because they had the system already around them.
Right. It was a short.
We are the system builders right now.
Right.
Yeah, we are the system builders right now.
Mm-hmm.
We got to build these systems and these networks ourselves by just sticking to it and not giving up.
True.
You know what I mean?
Creasha dropped a comment and said, I don't feel like we totally away from it when we was talking about the having our own culture and stuff like that. She said, I don't feel like we totally away from it. I just sat in a seminar with 350 black people from all different walks of life, and we discussed a whole movement. I was amazed at how many of them had so much going on. It was a powerhouse. Hey, I need to get your information because I should have hit you up when I was in the city the other weekend because I was looking for some herbs and stuff, but I found them. But we most definitely got to link up, and you most definitely got to start hitting us on those seminars and stuff you be going to because it's most definitely time to make some different power moves and meet people in a different circle and not just networking with music. I made a lot more moves outside of music with people that ain't got shit to do with music whatsoever at all. Boy, that shit going up. But anyway, like back on topic, right? We got a few more minutes before we jump up off here. Just think of ways to schools take away from that, because if the school system is basically a programming system, if we're not going to take back if we're not going to take back control of what we're actually being taught, we will continue to be behind. Hey, that's another thing that I try to teach my kids as well. And I've learned I didn't graduate high school. I got my GED. I ended up quitting, right? But the further away I get away from school, the more I look back at school, and I truly feel like school is a waste of everybody's time. It doesn't benefit the society that we live in, even for capitalism's sake. You know what I'm saying? Because let's just be real.
It does for capitalist's sake, now.
Not necessarily, because you don't need a high school diploma to go work at Train. You can go at Train. They're going to train you how to work their machines, and then you become a production worker. You can go to Dot Foods. They're going to show you how to use their machines. You're going to pick their cases. None of that shit requires school. We're wasting time. And I guess, we got child labor laws and all that stuff in there too. So I understand all that stuff there as well, right? So, again, like, why isn't it more implemented? I guess we got to start implementing it more. So, like, even when our kids have goals and dreams, we got to finance that, and don't be scared to finance it because we never seen it
capitalism
happen. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, bro.
But capitalism is not for the advantage of the working class regular person. Capitalism is only for the advantage of the rich entrepreneurial business owner or investor.
Right.
So the school system works perfect for those people who know how to run a business, who knows how to invest their money, because their capital comes from people like us who don't know no better, who comes and works for them.
Right.
Because the more people you can get to become productive for you and your interests, the more money your business can make. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, Creeds had a
It's
fire.
tailored for the business owners. It's tailored for the entrepreneurs.
Right. Creeds had a 5 points. She was like, not true, because if you don't ever get accustomed to the routine, why would you become an adult and want to do that? So basically saying we go to school to get the routine embedded in us. So if we never went to school, then we never would know the routine. So you would never want to go to work for somebody else. That's true. That's very fucking true.
It depends on the job, because you got some jobs that you don't need 8 hours. That's just like a standard. You got jobs that are, you know what I'm saying, you can just do part-time, 4 hours a week, or you can just do a job to where you can get paid for how quickly you do the job. Like, you may have a job to say, oh yeah, can you come and do this? And I'm gonna give you $300.
Right.
It might take you 10 minutes to do it, but you still got paid $300 because you had the skill set.
Oh shit. Perfect.
You feel what I'm saying?
Perfect job that explained that is R.I.P. to Mr. Dan White, man. When I went working after Jay was born, he took me with him. He had a well drilling company, right? First time I seen a joker make $500 an hour, right? We went to this well. The well wasn't pumping right. Something was going on. Before we got there, Mr. Dan said, I already know what it is. It's gonna be the pump, but it's gonna cost me $250 to pull it and $250 to put it back in. A new one. And I was like, I said, wait a minute. I said, but it ain't gonna take you but an hour. He said, I know. And I was like, shit. Like, that's outside of the pump fee. For him to go, and it was like, it took maybe an hour to do it, dog. I swear on everything I love, it took maybe an hour. He went out there, pulled the pump, went to the stove, got another pump, put it back in. And it was just screwing in some bolts and hitting the connector. You know what I'm saying? Like a fastener. Boom, boom, boom. The pump back on. It's pumping. It's spitting the water out. Job done. So it is jobs that we can, you know what I'm saying? That takes no time to get that junk done. I heard of one company not too long ago that's going back to, they're not going to 5-day work weeks no more. They're doing 4-day work weeks. And they're going to base their whole company model off a 4-day work week.
You feel me? But it's just because you got that skill set.
Right.
You became such a master at that skill set to where you can do that. But if you just settle for a regular job, then at the end of the day, that's all you have the skill set for.
Right.
Unless you know how to monetize that skill to where you can do it on your own. So At the same time, that means capitalism is doing its job. It's just us at our level, we got to do our job. Like, if you want to be an entrepreneur, a business owner, and an investor, you got to put yourself in a position to do it, because that's just the chess game we're playing. I'd rather play this chess game than the communist chess game, to be real with you. You know what I mean? But it's just a chess game that, you know, of course we got disadvantages. You know,
It's gonna be disadvantages to
that
everything.
just comes with education and application, bro.
Yeah,
Say what now?
we're gonna have disadvantages on everything. You know what I'm saying? Like the society that we live in, how the country is ran. We're gonna have a bunch of differences from continent to continent. But I just think we have the most freest form of even education at this point with the internet. The Black Business School by Dr. Boyce Watkins. People starting beat making schools. Teaching people how to make beats. You know, people making money off YouTube, like you were saying earlier, the Twitch streaming. You know what I'm saying? We getting the vast majority of things, and I for sure feel that the school system is finna be vanished in a short minute, and whatever that look like in a time frame for us. I'm not saying within the next year, but I believe within the next 20 years, I don't think the school system will ever be the same again. I don't see them holding on to that model. I don't think it's going to benefit or work. You know what I'm saying?
You're just gonna have a bunch of little certification programs, you know what I'm saying, online.
Right.
And basically, you're gonna have to really self-educate, because one thing about it, they setting it up now to where the corporation's gonna be running majority of the society, and a lot of their work is gonna be coming from overseas. So unless you can train up to get in their circles, you're gonna have to educate yourself and be able to run your own business. Make your own circle, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like these people done built up these Amazon, those what's the shit down there in California?
What?
Silicon Valleys, those little organizations, all these different little corporate entities, bro. They're basically gonna be their own little countries, bro.
Yeah. Shouts out to Shouts out to Creasha Mario. She just said she was like, she seen Mario make $1,000 in a day. To my school was a damn waste of time. Hey, I've been on that train driving trucks. You can easily make $1,000 a day. Now that might be what the truck take home, but making that $1,000 a day is an easy goal for truck drivers. If you're doing hot shots, whatever, like that goal is like not hard to reach. Again though, man, we got the. I just really feel like that conversation needed to be had, and we really got to show. We got to show the next generation something different. Because remember, when we was coming up, there was like, kids are everything, kids are the future, this, that, and the third, and no longer do we have that concept anymore. It's not said, it's not advertised, and any of that. So, I don't know, man. I just think it was a conversation that was needed. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, me personally, musically, like we didn't have the funds to give me piano lessons or whatever, you know, whatever the case may be. Not gonna go backtrack on all that shit, but if we start our kids early in something that they love, whether you think they should do it or not, then I think it's something that they can grow into, and they might can see a different lane or a different avenue. But we got to be the one that kind of get them to point into some type of avenue to get them going. For instance, my cousin Tressa was doing my hair last week. Well, Friday. She was doing my hair Friday evening, and I asked her son, I was like, bro, what you want to do? Because you in middle school. He was like, I want to be a designer. And I was like, that's a good direction, but what are you going to do in design? And he was like, I don't know. And I just gave him this tidbit. Since we was in the shop, it was a door in front of us. I said, that door got an exit sign on it, don't it? He was like, yeah. It's like, if you had to leave this shop right now, you know what door to go to so you can get out the shop. He said, yes. I said, okay. Imagine that door ain't there and you saying you want to design. You have no direction to go in. You're just saying it's a broad spectrum of design. You can design cars. You can design shoes. You can design clothes. You can design logos, whatever. That is all design. I want you to pick a specific door and I want you to open that door. What door is that? He said, I like drawing anime. Bet. So that's what you want to do. You want to design anime. So you want to design your own comic book, your own characters, this, that, and the third. He was like, yeah, I think that'd be cool. From that age, teach it to him. Or put him in a place where he can teach it to him. Like, since now that we have this YouTube University and all this other stuff, we can find somebody online somewhere that can teach him how to draw anime, and that be the investment. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I really want us to open up as parents and like really start thinking about things like that. I just did something for my son. He don't even know yet. I just got something from him so he can start drawing more digitally, like with Adobe Photoshop and all that stuff there. I'm gonna finish setting that computer up this week for him and give it to him. Just did it because I was able to. Good finesse.
See,
You feel?
look at Kanye's mom. Kanye's mom brought him all his studio equipment.
Right.
That's what got him in the position he was in. When he was in Chicago, he was like the only young nigga up there with his own little studio setup. That's how he became so big. Everybody started knowing him because he had beats, because he was really the only one in the area that had that. But his mom took that initiative. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to Creatures.
We just got to be disciplined with our money.
Shit. That need to be a whole nother podcast in itself, boy, about financial education and financial literacy. Cause the tricks I'm learning with money right now, boy. I know we in a new era of stock trading and stuff like that as well, but boy, we've been missing out for a long fucking time. I'm talking about money that you can just sleep and make. And I'm talking about you ain't never got to touch that no more. And when it's time for you to touch it, boy, the flip game is real. Making a living after school by doing trades. Okay. It's a few that go into trades, but majority of going to work a 9 to 5. See, back in the day we had trade schools though. I remember a lot of people saying that, especially in my dad era. 70s, 80s, they had trade schools in high school. So you can come out of high school and go straight into construction or plumbing or to electrician, stuff like that. But by the time we got there, that shit was pretty much gone. We had like little hints of it, but what we learned in construction was how to build a daggone stool. That really ain't construction.
Yeah.
It's the basics of it, but it ain't really construction. Chris also said, I think it's very important to get our kids in a new environment so that they can see different avenues. It's people here teaching crypto to elementary kids. I thought that was dope. My broker takes her son to sit down at $1 million closings. I can imagine how inspiring that is. You have to show your kids something different. Hey, that's major facts. Cause I'm gonna take my kids on a couple different trips. Like, and just put them in. I know some cool people. You know, I realize that I know some cool people, and it might take me to spend some money to get in certain rooms, but I wouldn't give a shit. You know what I'm saying? I just want to show them something. That's what school field trips is for. We don't even have that shit no more. You know what I mean? We don't have school field trips no more. I guess it could be finances, but I don't know, man. But close us out on a good note. My dog Smiggy Smurf, make sure y'all go stream his new song. It's on Facebook. Not on YouTube yet.
I got to re-upload it, man. Facebook done deleted my dang on song, man.
Have you uploaded your song to streaming services?
Yeah, DistroKid and stuff like that, yeah. But they just, like, Facebook keep deleting my video for some reason. Like, I upload it, tag some people, then they'll delete it, talking about they see some weird activity on my account, so they'll close my account. I got to create a new password, go back in.
Go verify your account. Before you upload it, go verify your account. You need to go on the back end of your account and verify it.
I don't verify that. I had to put my new email out or something, bro.
No, you had to put your license in yet?
My license?
Yeah. Remember when I told y'all a couple years back that they wouldn't let me change my name? I had to verify my account like that. That's when I was running them ads and shit. I had to verify my account like that. Yeah. Take them to Black Wall Street. My kids love it. I need the address to that. Cause when I was up in the city this weekend, well, last weekend, whatever, I feel like my damn days running together or some shit. But anyway, that's one of the spots I wanted to go to, but I didn't get around to it. So next time I go up there, that's one of the things I want to take my kids and stuff to see, especially my oldest son, because he like cars and shit. So I want to take him to different like car spots and stuff like that. And he also like doing his fashion stuff. Like he just tie-dyed a shirt, putting logos on it, calling this brand and stuff. So I'm really like pushing my kids for the entrepreneurship thing, like wholeheartedly. Cause I told my oldest son, I said, boy, you ain't gonna like working for nobody else. You gonna work for some C+ students. And you ain't gonna like that shit. I said, you too smart for it. And he was like, why you say that, Daddy? He finally got his first job this year. And I was talking to Mari about it, right? The middle boy. I was talking to my middle son about it. And he said, yeah, you ain't gonna work for nobody else. Promise you. Like, he ain't been to work for 6 months. And I already see it, bro.
That's how it be, man, because you like, dang, some of y'all people so ignorant, but at the same time, they put ignorant people in position. Boy, a lot of times, bro.
But ignorant people get
the
blessed
most
the
ignorant,
most,
but they
bro.
follow all the rules and they try to do everything to the T. But they be like, bro, come on, man.
Or just got
Sometimes
a
you
good
gotta
enough
know how
mouthpiece
to
of finesse game to get there. That's all it be.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't have integrity as
Wow,
well,
wow.
so it's a crazy world we live in. But dang, I wish I had some points and bulletins I can hit y'all with. But Smurf, give us a few, then I'm gonna give a few, and then we're gonna jump up out of here because gotta get ready for the jizzab tomorrow. What we was just talking about. So
What's up, man? Salute to the fam, man. Let's be clear. Let's make this year your year. It's all about the bag, man. Don't slack up. Make sure you teach your kids what they need to know. Be efficient with every move that you make. Because it's our time, family. It's the FBA time, the Foundation of Black America, man. I want to do a podcast too, to where we start breaking down, like, it's about time to denounce the African American name, bro. It's about time to do it.
I got a problem with it.
And the reason I say that is not to say we're not African, but because the organizations that I'm affiliated with, we're making a big push for reparations. But the conversations are getting muddy because every Black person in America feels like they're entitled to our reparations. But y'all separate yourselves every chance y'all get. You know what I'm saying?
Word.
Prime example, when people come from other countries, I'm Ghanaian American, I'm Jamaican American, I'm Haitian American, I'm Nigerian American. Nah, we just gonna be foundational Black Americans over here, and we're gonna claim our lineage and our reparations. Since that's how we moving now.
Let's also shouts out to the creator on TikTok, the Bristol English Project. He's helping people find their ancestors. And how he's doing it is going through slave archives and shit like that. It's real neat. He's tracking it out on his TikTok day to day. He's able to go back to like when they was getting off the ship. Some of the stuff he's able to pull up. And he's been doing the work. He actually got financed and back. What is his name, bro? What is buddy name? It's the Bristol English Project, though. If you type in the Bristol English Project, you should be able to pull it up.
Yeah, because every Black immigrant, especially from the Americas and the Caribbean, yeah, we all deserve reparations. But y'all can't come to America trying to get the American reparations. You know what I mean?
Right.
Go get the reparations from your area, and we're going to help you out with that. But y'all come over here when we try to get our reparations, and a lot of y'all feel like we don't deserve it or we don't need it. You taking on a lot of the white supremacist narratives on, oh, that wasn't us during those slavery times. Nah, we can't have that.
Right.
Y'all can't speak for us, man.
So I'm gonna say, I can't find buddy shit, man. But it's the Bristol English Project. Nah. All right, so I'm gonna say this. One, I'm gonna say support your kids. Whatever you think that they're interested in or they show interest in for a longer period of time. I know it's hard to like spend money. You know what I'm saying? But my son, I bought him a guitar and an amp. That motherfucker ain't touched that bit yet. So Hey, Christian, when I find this TikTok, I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna put it in the chat. But it's the Bristol English Project. I got to figure out what his TikTok name is, cause he was a creative, so he does music, but he was doing his family's ancestry, and somehow he stumbled upon like all this information. Because when you start doing your Black history, you start hitting the wall at 1985 or something, or 1965, or whatever the number is, it's something 5. And because of the slave documents and history, they're looked at as not people, but they're looked at as property. So you have to look them up as property in order to find out who those ancestors like came from and shit like that. It'll be a cool thing to get him on the podcast for a one-on-one as well. But I'm almost definitely tagging.
You need that right now.
Yeah, he's doing the work, and he just got funded by some major people and a major doctor as well. I looked it up. I can't remember it. Y'all know I get in a lot of information. I'm gonna say support your kids no matter what the cost is. Some of this stuff is expensive. Some of the stuff is not expensive. But be very, very direct at what you're teaching them, because they picking up something from you every day anyway. Whether it's being domestic violence or just yelling at people, they picking that shit up. Give them something. Give them an outlet some way, shape, sound, or form, whatever. Whether it be music, whether it be DJing, whether it be reading, whether it be learning how to write poems, something. Like just give them that creative outlet. That's gonna help us long run when we need people to write certain books or just to interview certain people. It's an art for real. I'm gonna also say financial education should be number one first and foremost. I don't care if we start playing Monopoly every Thursday night to teach kids real estate through Monopoly, or get Derek Grace's project with the game board. I can't remember what they called, but hit Derek Grace up. Something, man. There's a lot of information out here. Don't be over informationalized. Don't just suppress yourself with information and not do nothing with it. Take it a spoonful at the time. Get the information. Be active and do those things with it. I think those are the two most important. And I think those two will get us farther. Understanding where you come from, make sure you do your history on yourself as well. Go ahead.
And understand your political environment.
Right.
Understand what the politics got going on in your area, so you can kind of have an idea on how you need to start moving. Because, they just had the meeting with Joe Biden and I guess Congress, I want to say last week, the week before last. And you notice everything Joe Biden said that he was going to do for Black people in order to get our vote, he ain't doing.
Right.
And if anything, he doubling down on things that he was supposed to have been in favor of for us, but he's doubling down and supporting. Example. Remember he was kind of riding the defund police wave?
Mm-hmm.
Well, basically he said, no, we shouldn't defund the police. We should fund the police.
Yeah.
And notice every congressperson in that auditorium stood up
right
and clapped. Because they don't look at funding the police as a bad thing. Because they look at Black culture, the hoods, the ghettos, which is basically poverty driven, you know what I'm saying? So we're more prone to commit crimes. They look at that as a nuisance to society.
Right.
It's not something that should be fixed by inserting money in order to help us get out of our situation. Nah, let's over police them. Let's add more police force. Let's, add these gun-ho zealots to come in our communities and feel like they can put their hands on us and, possibly kill us unarmed.
Hey, I'm gonna call you right back on screen.
You know what I'm saying?
Go ahead, Smurf.
Yeah. Say what now?
Go ahead. I was talking to my
son. They feel like they can harm us due to our and they feel like they can harm us due to our interactions.
Right.
That's the type of leadership that gets put in front of us due to us having a lack of power and not being aware of what's going on in our society.
Right.
Those premises that you put up, that's what we need to have in order to lead up to us showing these politicians to where you're not going to continue to harm us in our communities due to your narratives.
Right.
You can't control us with your narratives. We're gonna have to be able to control our own narratives, control our own education, and control our own money. Because at this point, clearly you're not working in our interest at all. If anything, you're putting us in a position where we'll be more than likely harmed due to your decisions.
True indeed. So with that being said,
we got to get serious, family. We got to get focused, man.
Yeah, with that being said, man, that's those are some pointers that y'all can get started on, you know what I'm saying, within your household, man. Just to start the conversation even with your kids, it triggers something in their mind to make them think a slight bit different. It's another gear, you know what I'm saying, with this entrepreneurship, with this going directly into real estate when you're getting out of school, hey, putting the cap on and understanding how not to make babies early, that's a whole different conversation. But that needs to be taught early and in depth, because a lot of us having multiple kids and wondering why we still broke. And it's because you got to spend all your money on your kids. Shit, it's a lot to do with it. Child support system, all that shit. But that's a different story. That's a different topic. Teach your kids early. Teach your kids often so that they can grow and become successful in their own right. So that's it. You got anything else going on, Smurf, before we get up out of here?
Nah, that's it. I say to the family, man.
All right, man. Make sure y'all go stream my new single, Changes, on all streaming platforms, featuring me and my boy Grady, baby. I'm dropping a song every 2 months this year, every 2 to 3 months, somewhere in that number. But it's gonna be a song, and I got another EP I'm working on with the music on the music side. Make sure y'all go check it out. Studio time, hit me up. Music production, hit me up. Videos, hit me up, cause we do it all. Other than that, man, make sure y'all stay dangerous. Peace, love, and light. One. Uh-oh. I ain't on my streaming thing.
I ain't gonna blow like that, boy. So you see, I got the down